Спасибо вам большое от ДВФУ. Всегда прекрасно послушать национальный гимн России. Спасибо вам большое. И если кто меня не знает, меня зовут Питер, и я сегодня буду ваш МС. И сейчас будем послушать национальный гимн африканского, не национальный гимн, но гимн Африканского Союза. So, in case you do not know my name is Peter, and I will be your MC today. And we also thank the choir that has just left. It's always good to listen to the Russian national anthem. And now our next activity or our next program would be to listen to the African Union song, the African Union anthem. All right, start. We can start here. Can we stand up, please? Давайте встанем, пожалуйста. Слушай.
Let's
Thank you very much. And now we will have to have a flag parade. So I would invite all our guys at the back, Africans at the back, to get the flags at the corner here. So let's get as many people as we can to carry all the flags, at least those countries that are represented here in FEFU. Сейчас у нас будет парад флагов, особенно флаги стран, которые здесь учатся в ДВФУ. And just a little bit of history about the African Union. As you may know, it was in 1963 that our leaders in Addis Ababa decided that Africa should be free of colonialism, and that's why we are celebrating this day. So in 1963, all the countries came together and decided that we have the right to determine our destiny, to determine our way forward as a continent and as nations. Я сейчас вам расскажу короткую историю об Африке, освобождении Африки. Это было 60 лет назад в Эфиопии, когда лидеры стран Африки, они считали, что Африка должен просто руководствовать себе. Они должны, каждая страна имеет право за независимость. И они все получили это спустя, 60 лет спустя. И сегодня мы думаем, что Африка развивается, и быстро развивается тоже. И это тоже самый молодой континент, и большинство людей из Африки, они все молодые. Да? И хотя у нас тоже наши проблемы, но все еще, по-моему, каждая страна Африки развивается. И это хорошо для нас. I think with all the difficulties, the challenges that Africa is facing, now, after 60 years, a lot of countries are developing, and they are advancing very well in all spheres, in economic spheres, in developing in technology. They are advancing in all spheres, and I think that is actually very good. And the fact that we are represented here in FEFU, in Vladivostok, in Russia, and by the way, just a little bit of history again. We know that this country played a great role in the independence of Africa. If some of the students who might know a little bit of history know that it was actually the Soviet Union that first delivered a draft resolution to the United Nations for the independence of Africa, and I think that's very good. Это СССР, который первый раз подал революцию. Это было черновик, да, если правильно сказать, черновик для независимости Африки. И я думаю, что это очень хорошо. И сейчас они могут просто прийти и нам показать наши флаги, наши красивые флаги, красивые флаги Африки. Да. You can start coming, yeah. Now our flag is led by Thank you very much for that. 55 countries in all now in Africa. Yeah. And our next activity, I will invite the president of the Association of African Students here in Vladivostok, Giga Francis. И я сейчас приглашаю президент Ассоциации африканских студентов здесь в Владивостоке, Giga Francis.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Уважаемые гости, дамы и господа, добрый вечер.
It's with a great pleasure and honor that I welcome you all to this year's African Day celebration. Today we come together to celebrate the rich and diverse cultures of Africa and to reflect on the progress we have made as a continent.
Я рад за ваше присутствие здесь на этом мероприятии, чтобы праздновать богатство Африки.
But before I go further, I would like us to remember one of our brothers who passed away a few weeks ago. His name is Lucky. He graduated from FEFU last year and went back home. He was studying medicine. And if you were here last year, you can remember that he was the MC of the program. So our hearts will continue to be with the Zambian country and the students here as a whole. So on that note, I want all of us to please have a moment of silence for our deceased brother.
Я сейчас хочу, чтобы вы помнили наш брат, который зовут Лаки. Он ушел из жизни недавно, по-моему, 2 недели назад. И если вы здесь были в прошлом году, он был MC этого мероприятия. Сейчас хочу, чтобы мы все делали 1 минуту молчания. Давайте встанем, пожалуйста.
Church bells ring, oh, many names.
May his soul rest in peace. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the resilience and strength of African people. Despite the challenges we face, we continue to strive for a better future for ourselves and for our children.
Сегодня мы пытаемся вспомнить, как африканские люди, африканского народа постараются работать и развивать наш континент.
This year's theme is building a better Africa and the world as a whole.
И наша тема сегодня это создание хорошего континента и создание хорошего мира.
Nelson Mandela once said, "It is in your hands to make the world a better place for all who live in it."
Нельсон Мандела однажды сказал, что это в наших руках, чтобы делать мир лучше.
This is a call of action to all us. It is a reminder that we have responsibilities to work together to create a brighter future for Africa and the world.
Он нам призывает взять ответственность, чтобы делать наш мир лучше.
So let us all come together in the spirit of unity and celebration. Let us embrace the diversity and richness of our continent, Africa, and let us continue to work towards a better future for all Africans.
Давайте в духе объединения и чтобы Африка стала лучше. И хорошо, давайте так.
I would like to thank all of our distinguished guests for joining us today, and I hope that this celebration will be a memorable one for us all.
Я хочу поблагодарить наши гости. Мы думаем, что за все, что они делают для нас.
On that note, I want to formally welcome our guests from the South African Consulate, Honorary Consul Yuri Ivanovich Shivashenko, Assistant Consul Victor Gelgovich Yami. We are grateful and thankful for your usual financial and moral support to the Association of the African Students in Vladivostok.
На этой ноте я хочу поблагодарить консульство ЮАРа, Юрий Иванович и его заместитель. Хочу вам поблагодарить за все, что вы делаете для нас, особенно в финансовой сфере.
We also want to welcome able members of our International Student Office in FEFU, Oliana Anatovna and team. We thank you and appreciate you always for being there for us, for the African community, and also helping to make sure the students quickly adapt to life in FEFU and in Russia, and generally answering all our questions, especially the most irrelevant ones.
Мы также поблагодарим Международный студенческий офис и Ульяна Анатольевна с командой, которые каждый раз отвечают на наши бесконечные и безумные вопросы.
We also want to welcome Aris and all student organizations that have been involved from the start to make this day a success. Thank you all and you are welcome.
Мы также хотим поблагодарить Арис, который нам помогает, особенно с самого начала, чтобы делать вот этот день лучше, и что мы успели все это сделать сегодня. Мы вам приветствуем.
And so I declare the celebration open.
И сейчас мы хотим вам сказать, что начинаем открытие мероприятия. Ура!
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I hope I was able to translate your statement. Я надеюсь, что я мог переводить все, что он сказал. Да, дословно. Хорошо, спасибо вам за внимание. И следующий этап, это у нас будет видеопрезентация, видеоролик, будем вам показать о наших лидерах Ассоциации африканских студентов, бывших лидеров, на самом деле, африканских студентов здесь в России, во Владивостоке. And now our next activity is to show you a video presentation of our past leaders of the Association of African Students here in Vladivostok. Thank you very much. Я думаю, об этом можно хлопать, да. Thank you. And so the next stage of our event today is to invite the representative of the International Student Office, Ульяна Анатольевна, to give a short speech. Сейчас приглашаем представителя Международного студенческого офиса Ульяна Анатольевна, чтобы...
Здравствуйте. Выполняю указания на слово. Здравствуйте, очень рада вас всех здесь видеть. Всех. Очень рада, что это мероприятие, на котором мы встречаемся, уже стало традиционным. Это очень радует. Очень радует, что ваша команда растет с каждым годом, что ваших друзей становится все больше, насколько я могу видеть. И спасибо вам большое. Не могу сказать, что это не просто радует, да? Я невероятно горда, что таким важным днем вы хотите поделиться с нами. Это прямо очень тепло и хорошо от этого. Спасибо вам за это большое. На безумные вопросы готовы отвечать всегда. Вы, по-видимому, соревнуетесь, да? Кто задаст более безумные. Но что, мы рады, вы знаете. Я надеюсь, точнее не надеюсь, я знаю, что это будет, как обычно, очень красочно, информативно, очень красочно, очень ярко, празднично. И задерживать не буду. Приступаем. Эбенезер, я жду песню. Где Эбенезер? Я жду. Еще раз всех с праздником. Очень рада видеть вас.
Спасибо большое, Елена Анатольевна. И да, просто хочу немного вас напомнить, что мы начали, по-моему, приехать в Россию, здесь в Владивостоке особенно, в 2015 году, да? По-моему, первая команда приехали в 2015 году. И каждый год мы станемся больше и больше. Да, по-моему, этот год, в тот момент был, по-моему, 10, не знаю, 7, а уже почти 40, не знаю, 50 студентов. И это очень здорово. Да.
И достижения, посмотрите, мы сейчас смотрели на видео и тоже видим все три времени. Элю в Китае продолжает образование. То есть ребята получают образование, едут дальше, по всему миру. Класс.
Да, это очень хорошо. И мы не будем забывать ДВФУ. А сейчас я буду... I was just saying, like, the African students actually started coming to Russia, especially in Vladivostok here, in 2015. So when we came in 2015, there was just about 7 or 10 students. But you can realize now that we have a lot of students, about 40. So every year, our association keeps growing and keeps developing. So we are so much grateful for that and the work that they've been doing. And now I will invite the consul of the Consulate of South Africa, Yuri Ivanovic, to say a word to us for this gathering. Сейчас я буду приглашать консул Юра.
Как говорит Питер, я думаю, об этом можно хлопать. Дорогие друзья, спасибо большое за приглашение на это мероприятие. Спасибо большое за организацию.
Dear friends, thank you very much for the invitation and for organizing this beautiful event.
Я думаю, что это не просто собрать всех вместе в одном месте, с разных стран, подготовиться, договориться, как все это организовать. Я думаю, что это не просто.
Well, I'm sure it was not easy to piece this thing together. I mean, to do all the organization, to have all the guests come over and make it smooth and nice.
Большое спасибо вам всем за усилия по продвижению африканских ценностей, культуры здесь у нас в России.
And I want to thank you very much for your efforts in promoting the African values of life.
Я очень хочу, чтобы вы все хорошо выучили здесь русский язык, потому что это язык, который вас будет в будущем и кормить, и сохранили все связи, все отношения дружеские и на перспективу. Правильно, что вы отслеживаете всех своих друзей, кто где, кто куда пошел, кто как вырос. Это все ваш будущий капитал, капитал вашей жизни.
I appreciate your efforts in learning Russian, and I'm sure that this language will lead you through your lifetime. And just as was reflected on these insights into the previous history, this will be a very useful tool in your future professions and lives.
Спасибо большое, Питер, как МС, за такую живую, динамичную подачу мероприятия. Я очень надеюсь, что сегодня все и потанцуют, и споют, и что-то поедят. Очень хочу, чтобы этот день, как и прошлогодний день, остался у вас в памяти.
And I would like to thank Peter for his lovely presentation, for his being a master of ceremonies, and I'm sure that we're in for a very lovely agenda. We'll have lots of music, lots of singing, lots of joy, and something to bite. And this will leave an indelible impression on your memory for a long time to last.
И я очень рад, что ДВФУ, руководство и международный департамент так правильно свою международную деятельность, что всех объединяет. Спасибо большое вам за ваши усилия.
And my special thanks go to the Foreign Relations Department, which is promoting, which has been and is promoting the common values amongst nations, and thank you very much for all your efforts.
Спасибо большое за внимание. Об этом можно похлопать.
Thank you again. And
Спасибо. Спасибо большое. Для нас это очень важно, когда мы здесь приехали, и мы никого не знаем, и далеко из дома, но нам повезло, что встретили здесь очень хорошие люди, очень хорошие люди, которые всегда нам помогают, или как в международном департаменте, или с командой, и наш консул ЮАР, который всегда нам помогает. Это очень хорошо, потому что тяжело учиться в другой стране, другой климат и другой язык, и это все другое, все другое, да. Это очень хорошо. I think it's very good that when we come here, far away from home, we meet very interesting and good people. At least that makes you feel a little bit like at home. Because it's very difficult when you're far away from home, the culture is different, the food is different, everything is different. But at least if you meet people, very good people, like our people at the International Relations Office, International Students Office, and also the Consulate of South Africa, it actually makes you feel at home. And I think that's very good, and thank you very much for your support year after year. И следующий этап будем послушать Питер, где Питер? Питер с командой. Они будут нам петь песню, очень прекрасную песню. Now we're going to invite Peter, and Peter is from Nigeria. Peter with his team. They are going to sing to us a song, a very beautiful song. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Everyone. My name is Peter. I'm happy to be here, and I'm so much glad to see all our beautiful faces. Thanks for honoring my invitations, all invited guests, and all my colleagues. Sorry, I have all my team in myself, so we're singing with a singing voice. I want to present a song to us. The song is a song that keeps motivating me every time every time I sing out the lyrics. I will have the lyrics displayed on the screen for us all to follow along the song. The song speaks of the future of Africa. The song is a song that motivates every African person, every African national, of how you should be more committed to bring forth the realities of the future we envisage for our dear continent. So as I start the song and sing, I want us to listen quietly and follow along as I present the song. Thank you very much. I come from a world where rivers sing a song. Every tree has its name. We love the land, the hills and the birds, and we know who made them all. Coming to my village, feel at home, my friend. We make you pounded yam while you sip some palm wine. Come on, leave behind your preconceived ideas into a world of love. Yes, I come from a world where rivers sing a song. Every tree has its name. We love the land, the beasts and the birds, and we know who made them all. matter what may lay ahead, who stand for what is right. Once again would be masters of the world, hard-working, honest people. Yes, like my mama said, yes, I'll go. We know that everything would be alright. Let them do what they will. We know the path that we must follow, and the words of our fathers will lead us on the way to victory. So brothers, when you get a bit worried, put this song in your mouth. Let the words break across the line. We know that everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. The nights are full of merriment, drumming, singing, we rejoice. All the ladies let their dance, and everyone dance along. Soon the darkness covered everywhere. Turn by turn we made for bed, with a little smile from my mama saying everything would be alright. I still dream of the past and many days of promise to come. Yes, I am more than ready to face the future with a smile. So come brother, come along with us. Raise your head with pride. Together we'll reform this land. We know that everything will be alright. So we say, everything gonna be alright. Everything will be alright. Oh, see, everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. One more time. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. Everything would be alright. I say, I come from the world where rivers sing the sun. Every tree has its name. We love the land, the hills and birds, and we know who made them all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, people, for that. Indeed, everything is going to be alright. Africa is so diverse and powerful. Different cultures, different people, different languages. You can visit if you want. There's a lot of safari there in South Africa, a lot of animals that you can see. And we think going forward, the continent is going to be much stronger. The Africa, конечно, каждый год станется больше сильнее. И у нас разные народов, разные животные. Это можно поехать на сафари, по-моему, так называется, да, на сафари можно ехать У нас там разные очень большие городов и красивые. Если хотите, там в Гамбию, в Сенегал можно поехать. Да. И следующий этап. Сейчас приглашаю президент Ариса. Настя. Thank you very much, Настя and friend, for this good entertainment. Спасибо большое, Настя, с подругой. И следующий этап будем приглашать Адаму. Адаму из Нигерии. Now we will invite Adamu is from Nigeria, to give us a presentation about prominent people in Africa. У Адаму будет презентация знаменитых людей в Африке. Спасибо, Адам.
I'm really happy to be here and thank you for having me.
Nice. Minuto. Yes. Sorry
So,
about that.
I'll be giving a short talk on the prominent people from Africa.
У меня будет короткую историю знаменитых людей в Африке.
It is really a difficult task to select who to mention and who not to mention, because Africa is a continent that has thousands, millions of people that are great, starting from our parents, our teachers, head of state, traditional leaders, and religious leaders.
Очень сложно просто выбрать, какие люди мы будем говорить и какие люди мы не будем говорить. Потому что в Африке есть разные люди, разные лидеры и в разных сферах деятельности.
From the Atlas Mountain in the north to the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, from the Atlas Mountain in the north to the Cape of Good Hope in the south.
С горы Атласа до ЮАРа на юге.
Africa has a rich history of tradition, leaders, entrepreneurs, scientists, sportsmen, statesmen, to mention a few.
У Африки есть очень богатая история ученых, лидеров и спортсменов и так далее.
So we should try our best to just mention a few.
Мы просто стараемся говорить о нескольких людей в Африке, потому что их много.
We have Sayyid Muhammad Abdullah Hassan.
У нас Саид Мухаммед Абдуллах Хасан.
He said something really interesting.
Он что-то говорил, которое очень интересно.
He said,
Он говорит,
I wish to rule my country and protect my religion. I wish to rule my country and protect my religion.
я желаю руководствовать мою страну и защищать мою страну.
We have both suffered considerably in battle with one another.
Мы страдали в войне между нами.
I have no clothes, no houses.
У меня нет одежды, у меня нет где спать.
I have no cultivated fields, no silver or gold to give you.
У меня нет золота, у меня нет серебра, чтобы вам подарить.
All you can get from me is war.
Все, что вы можете получить от меня, это война.
Nothing else.
Больше ничего.
If you want peace, I also content.
Если вы хотите мир, у меня тут я буду вам дать мир.
But if you want peace, go from my country to your own.
Если вы войну хотите, идите с моей страны, уходите с моей страны.
He said this to the British, Italian, and Germans.
Он это сказал британцам, немцам и итальянцам.
The next one, the big one.
Следующий человек, важный человек, великий человек,
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah.
No words could explain who Kwame was.
Я не могу вам рассказать слова, кто был вот этот человек, Kwame Nkrumah.
He was the first hope of West African states.
Он был первую надежду западных стран Африки.
He said something remarkable.
Он что-то говорил очень важно.
He said,
Он сказал,
we face neither east nor west.
мы сейчас станемся не перед Западом, не перед Востоком.
We face forward.
Мы станем впереди. Next slide.
Yeah. The next one is a person that we all know.
Следующий человек это человек, который мы все знаем.
You don't need to explain who our great Mandela is.
Не надо объяснить, кто был вот этот великий человек Мандела.
He is the Madiba.
Он сильный человек, Мадива.
Next slide, please. The next one is Sir Daud Jawara.
Следующий человек это Са Дауда Кайраба Джавара.
I have something from his write-up.
У меня что-то из его произведения.
He says something interesting.
Он что-то говорил очень интересно.
As far as the future is concerned, I'm very, very optimistic.
Если говорим о будущем, у меня большая надежда.
I am optimistic that this country's stability and atmosphere of democracy will continue.
У меня надежда о том, что демократия будет продолжаться.
Having become rooted in the culture of our administrative system.
Потому что у нас демократия в фундации стран Африки.
Next slide, please. The big woman.
Великий женщина.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Эллен Джонсон Саллиф.
During her tenure, President Sirleaf was instrumental in erasing Liberia's entire debt.
Когда он руководствовал Либерией, он постарался, или она успела платить все долги Либерии.
She also established a right to free universal primary education.
Она также установила право получить образование бесплатно.
She ensured the country's first peaceful democratic transition of power in 73 years.
Когда она пришла к власти, он делал так, что страна в первый раз изменила власть демократично.
Before I forget, she is the first African elected president, a woman.
Она также является первым африканским президентом женщин в Африке.
Next is Kenneth Kaunda.
Следующий человек это Кеннет Каунда.
Boston University says something remarkable about him.
Университет Бостона что-то говорил о нем.
They said Kenneth Kaunda was a worthy father of a great nation.
Они сказали, что Кеннет Каунда, он является отцом великой страны.
At every public gathering,
во всех публичных собраниях
he led his people in the chant, "One Zambia, one nation."
Он делает так, что люди в Замбии считали себя одним.
Despite having 73 policies,
Благодаря этому человеку за политики, которые он установил.
So, having seen the head of states, we are to now look or select few of Africans that have led international organizations.
Сейчас будем говорить о африканских лидерах, которые руководствуют сейчас международные организации, некоторые международные организации.
The first one is our Kofi Annan.
Первый человек это Кофи Аннан.
He helped resolve the post-election violence in Kenya.
Он помогал когда была война в Кении, он делал то, что они прекратили войну.
Helped ensure peaceful elections in Nigeria and other countries.
Тоже делал так, что в Нигерии было выборы, которые, когда не было войны или гражданской войны.
He was responsible for certifying Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon in 2000.
Он делал так, что Израиль ушел из Ливаки, да, в Ливана в 2007 году.
In 2006, his efforts contributed to stirring a succession of hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah.
В 2006 году он говорит, что война, которая происходила в тот момент между Израилем и Хезболла, он говорит, что они прекратили войну.
Next slide, please. The next one is the big person in terms of the health institutes.
Следующий человек – это великий человек в здравоохранении, в сфере здравоохранения.
Dr. Tedros,
Господин Тедрос,
who is incumbent WHO Director General.
который сейчас руководствует Всемирной организацией здравоохранения.
He said something on his LinkedIn.
Он что-то говорил в платформе LinkedIn.
Millions of people don't live in peace.
Миллион людей не могут жить мирно, не живет мирно.
Millions are not free.
Миллион еще не получили свободу.
Millions don't have access to food and healthcare.
Миллион людей не могут получить еда и здравоохранение.
Millions are dying due to war.
Еще миллион людей умирают в войне.
Millions suffer watching their loved ones die.
Миллионы людей еще смотрят, как их родственников умирают в войне.
Millions are living in constant fear.
И миллионы людей еще у них такой страх, что еще продолжают войны и война.
The next one, let's look at the economist.
А следующий этап мы посмотрим в сфере экономики.
Dr. Okonjo Iweala.
Госпожа Оконджо Иуэла.
She says something very remarkable.
Она что-то говорит очень важное.
Africans,
Африканцы,
they are tired.
они устали.
They are tired of being the subjects of everyone's charity and care.
Они устали, что все просто пытаются их что-то говорить и заботиться о них. Что-то подарить и заботиться о них.
We are grateful.
Мы благодарны.
But we know that we can take charge of our own destinies.
Но мы знаем, что мы сами можем руководствовать себе.
We have will to reform. Let's do it ourselves.
Мы можем изменить наши политические системы и ситуации.
So, having seen that, would like to see the writers in Africa.
А сейчас будем посмотреть, говорить о писателях в Африке.
The first one is Chinua Achebe.
Первый человек это Чинуа Ачебе.
Chinua Achebe was known internationally for his literary works.
Чинуа Ачебе его знают во всех мирах за его производителя.
Things Fall Apart, his book,
Его книга, которая называется Things Fall Apart,
has been translated into more than 40 languages.
его переводили в больше 40 языков.
And has sold over 30 million copies.
И уже продали больше 30 миллионов.
Achebe is regarded as the most dominant and influential writer of modern African literature.
Ачебе люди считают в Африке, что он самый знаменитый писатель в Африке.
He is the father of the African novel in English.
Ачебе является отцом современного английского языка в Африке.
So, Achebe being like an old man, let's see the contemporary writers.
Achebe, он старый человек, но сейчас будем посмотреть или говорить о современных писателях.
Wole Soyinka.
Wole Soyinka.
Wole Soyinka was the first black African to be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Wole Soyinka является первым африканским писателем, который получил лучший приз, если можно так сказать, лучший приз, Нобель, Нобелевский премии. Нобелевский премии, да.
Yeah. And he has produced many books to his credit.
И он писал много книг.
The next one is Najib Mahfouz.
Следующий человек зовут Нагиб Mahfouz. Нагиб Mahfouz.
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 He was Egyptian novelist and screenplay writer.
Он написал романы и playwright, мы написали такой же, в Египте.
He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1988, the first Arabic writer to be so honored.
Он также получил Нобелевский премию в 1989 году. Он является первым человеком из Египта, который получил вот эту премию.
Apart from writing, sometimes So we have musicians that are famous from Africa.
Кроме писателей, у нас также спортсмены, которые очень знамениты.
We have a lot from Africa, ranging from basketball players, tennis, wrestlers, volleyball, and so on and so forth.
У нас люди, которые занимаются баскетболом, многие футболисты также есть и волейболисты.
As you can see from the slide, we have a lot. This is just like a chunk of them.
Как вы видите там на экране, у нас очень много. Это только некоторые из них.
Music. Welcome back. So as we can see, Africa is like full of talents, writers, head of states, sportsmen, musicians, and entrepreneurs.
Как вы видели, в Африке есть очень многие талантливые люди. Спортсмены, писатели и люди, которые занимаются музыкой.
There is hope that Africa will develop.
Мы надеемся, что Африка будет развиваться.
I will close with phrases from Jack Ma.
Я буду закрыть мою речь с писанием, что так Джак Ма говорил.
He said,
Он сказал,
if not me, who?
если не я, который будет это сделать, то кто будет это сделать?
If not now, when?
Если не сейчас, а когда будем это сделать?
My dear brothers and sisters, it is time to develop Africa. Thank you.
Братья и сестры, celebrate for that wonderful presentation. And now we will move to our next activity. Now we invite. We're gonna have a song from. We're gonna listen to a song from Timothy. Timothy and his team. That's a special song.
I hope we are all happy today. It's a very, very great day. As you know, it's the day of the African Culture Day. We're here to celebrate. Here to celebrate everything Africa represents. Celebrating the women, celebrating the men, celebrating the people, celebrating the culture, celebrating unity in diversity. You should clap for that. You should clap. So, this particular song today is dedicated to African women, right? Don't worry if you're a guy, it doesn't dedicate to you, but yeah, it's dedicated to African women and to everybody in the world. Yeah, because together we're united. So, if you know this song, the title of the song is African Queen. And if you know the song, you can join me. You are my African queen. You're the girl of my dreams. You remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. This is the chorus. You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Are you ready? Let's go.
Just like the sun lights up the room. Paradise, wake up the pain in my soul. And every day I want to know. I cannot this feeling, no. And I'm feeling inside. Oh yeah, and I will never take your place, never take your space. That's a fight I can erase. I know you were better than you. Just the way you are. reminding of a dream, and that is the African beauty.
Thank you very much, Timothy, for that beautiful song for African dreams. Спасибо большое, Тимофей, за эту прекрасную песню, за женщин Африки. И следующий этап будем приглашать Абрама и Теренс. У них будет презентация технологии и образования в Африке. Our next point on the agenda is to invite Abraham and Terence to have a presentation on the technological development and education of Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Terence. I'm from Zimbabwe, the southern part of Africa. And before I start, allow me to recognize the presence of all dignitaries, invited guests, all respected families here present, and all protocols observed. I would like to present on the topic technological innovation and education strides in Africa. All right. Let's start with the technological strides first. All right. Looking at the mighty continent of Africa, what do you think? What do you see? We see a great continent, a great, majestic land in which technology has greatly improved, has greatly innovated. So, in these recent years,
Наверное, в этот раз мы не будем переводить, потому что у нас мало времени, поэтому извините за это.
Okay, what do you mean when you say technology has greatly improved in Africa? We mean, let's look at advances in mobile technology, internet access, telecommunications. These have already given more than 500 million people in the whole continent vital information and communication networks that are transforming our continent's economy and societies. And as a result, it is making lives better, making lives improved for all the people in Africa. All right, let's look at now the introduction of fiber optics. Looking at fiber optic cables and 4G, 5G networks, these services have already driven a dramatic increase in the number of Africans connected to internet. And this has allowed African technological companies to develop innovative solutions, for example, financial inclusions, healthcare, sanitation, and energy access. Now we're talking of clean water, we're talking of good healthcare, we're talking of electricity to everyone, energy access to everyone. Everyone is now able to access everything. As a result, we're making Africa better as a continent. All right. And now, let's look at what governments are doing. Governments in Africa are embracing technology to drive economic growth and social progress. How are they doing that? Looking at Rwanda's digitized healthcare to the Ghanaian government free Wi-Fi initiatives, this has actively created more efficient and prosperous future for the people of this part of Africa. And as a result, people are connected and we are making lives better in Africa. Lives of Africans are indeed improving and changing. Now, what about renewable energy? When you talk about renewable energy, we're talking about increased focus on environmental sustainability. African countries are making strides in adopting renewable energy sources, including solar power, including wind and hydropower, which has now enabled more people have access to electricity, especially in rural areas where they may have problems of accessing this kind of electrical importance. All right. Now, in addition, we have a great majestic board in Africa. We call it the African Union. And this board is promoting the development of regional technological hubs and countries. This board is promoting the development of regional technological hubs and fostering collaboration between countries in order to create an environment that is conducive to Africa's technological sector, so that everyone may have a world-class technological system. All right. In conclusion, we're saying, as Africa continues to modernize and gain access to cutting-edge technology, it will become a leader in innovation and technology on global stage. It will become a powerhouse. It will become the big powerhouse of this world. So with this, I shall leave this time to my brother Abraham to continue.
Thank you very much, Terence, for the presentation on technological strides in Africa. I'm going to continue. Before I continue, of course, my name is Abraham Shileshe, and we're going to take a journey and look at the education strides that we have in Africa. So we've seen that Africa is in a constant fight in trying to improve not only in the technology sector but also in the education sector and also other sectors. So Africa, one of Africa's strides in education is trying to improve the quality of education. So first of all, we've seen from the past, we can say the past Africa, we've seen that there was a kind of imbalance between the rural type of education and the urban type of education. But right now we're seeing African countries trying to, by all means, to balance up the quality of education that is provided both in rural areas and urban areas of Africa. So that's one of the strides that Africa is trying to do. It's trying to improve the quality of education, not only to those that are privileged, but also to those that can't access all the materials that they need for quality education. So the next point is expansion of educational infrastructure. I remember when I was, I think I was in the 6th grade. I was in a class where we're about 65 students. So it was really hard to try to cope with what the teachers were teaching because we were crowded in classes. You normally sit 4 on a desk that was made for 2. So one stride that Africa has made, or one thing that we've noticed is the improvement in infrastructure. Not only desks in classes, but we've also seen Africa building different types of universities, such as the one that is illustrated in the picture. And we've seen now the number of students in classes has drastically reduced to about maybe 60 pupils per class to maybe about 25, 30, somewhere there. So this is another stride that Africa has made in education. It has expanded in educational infrastructure. The third one is distance learning and programs. So previously, because Africa wasn't in the past, it wasn't up with current technological advancements as the rest of the world. So it was really hard for students to access online learning. But now we've noticed that Africa Africa improving in technology. It has made it easier to implement that technology also in education system. And we have seen reintroduction of things such as distance learning, which allows students to learn in the comfort of their homes. So this is actually now beneficial to disabled people, you can say maybe those that can walk, those that have maybe some medical issues. It has become easier for them to access the same quality education as people who are already fit. And this is a great improvement because I personally believe that no one should be left out from an academic life just because they have a health issue or they're disabled. So this distance learning has enabled students who are privileged, who are disabled to access good quality education. Next, please. So here we have I listed like some 6 educational strides in Africa that is trying by all means to make Africa better in terms of education. So the first one is British International Academies, which is available in Kenya, Nigeria, and Uganda. And usually it is a school that allows children with children who are low privileged to attain an education, attend education. The second one is Ghana's Free Senior High School, or FSHS program. So this program is actually part of Africa is constantly trying to improve or is driving close to the free education policy. And Ghana's Free Senior High School is one example of a program that allows students to attain education from a lower grade into high school without having to pay anything. So it's really a good program. Third one is the Raspberry Pi Computer Science Education Program in South Africa. And this is usually focused on trying to teach young kids the basic knowledge of computer science, such as maybe programming that towards low-level languages such as Python. So this is also a great improvement because previously it was hard for just minor students to have access to computers or even like learn coding. So right now we've seen like young kids age 13, age 15, age 8 learning to code at a lower level because of the Raspberry Pi Computer Science program. The third one is the Zanzibar Learning System, which is available in Zanzibar and Tanzania. So this is actually an electronic learning platform which has materials that students can access for free at any time. It includes stuff such as videos, reading materials, and text. The fifth one is also digital school program, which is available in Rwanda. It's also like a Zanzibar learning platform. It's also an e-learning that provides materials for students within Rwanda who maybe for some reason they can't go to school. They can easily go to this platform and access materials and catch up with what the friends did in school. And the last one is Elimu, which is also available in Kenya. It's also one of the projects or innovations in Africa that is trying by all means to ensure that education in Africa is improved or will reach a higher quality. So with these points of 6 innovations, Africa day by day is trying by all means to ensure that we reach a level where education is accessed to everyone, not only to those that can access it, but also to children that are privileged. And with this in mind, we're actually trying to build a better future by making sure that even kids in rural areas will be able to access knowledge, come up with innovation that will help Africa and make it better. So with these points, I think I raise my case. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Abraham parents, for that wonderful presentation about the technological development of Africa and its education. Спасибо большое, Abraham parents. Африка все еще развивается в образовании и в технологических сферах. И следующий этап приглашаем еще презентацию от Элайджа. Презентация культуры Африки. Elijah, you welcome. Our next stage, we will have another presentation from Elijah about the culture, food, clothing, and all that stuff about Africa.
Hello everyone. It's a great privilege to stand here to make a presentation on the cultural aspects of Africa. And by way of introduction, my name is Aka Elijah. I'm a second year student from Africa, of course, from Nigeria. And I'm going to make a presentation. It's a cultural glance through Africa. Please, can we have it up? Okay, so before continuing, please, I would like us to we're just going to carry out a little activity, just 5 or 10 seconds. Like, everyone, please close your eyes. I'm going to say something. Don't be scared. Nothing is going to happen. Everyone, please close your eyes. Okay, like, I'll continue only when I say everyone's eyes closed. Okay, just think about Africa. Think about culture. What comes to your mind? Think about food. Like, close your eyes and just try to imagine. Try to think. What's coming to your mind? Think about clothing. What are you picturing? What can you see? And then think about languages. Like, can you just imagine them speaking or something? Okay, you can open your eyes. You can open your eyes. Now we're going to go through the presentation, and you'll actually see if what you thought is actually the reality. Okay, so I said already that the topic is a cultural glance through Africa, and I'd like to say Africa is the second biggest continent on Earth. Africa is only second to Asia. Of course, Asia is the biggest continent, both by population and by size, and Africa is the second biggest continent by population and by size. Okay, so we'll be talking about languages. Of course, like I said, it's the second biggest continent by population and by size, and that automatically tells you that they have lots of languages and there are lots of dialects in Africa. Africa has approximately over 2,000 languages as a result of the multitude of people living in Africa. Africa has a population of over 1.4 billion people, and we have lots of languages. In fact, 1/3 of languages on Earth are in Africa, and we have over 75 African languages have 1 million and above native speakers. So we have about 75 languages in Africa that have from 1 million speakers and above. So now we're going to see the most spoken languages in Africa. The number one on my list here is Arabic. Arabic actually is the most spoken language in Africa. It has over 170 million speakers. It's actually more predominant in the northern region of Africa, and of course countries like Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, those countries. So that's where they speak Arabic the most. And the next language I have here is Swahili. Swahili is the second most spoken language in Africa. And of course, I think Swahili is not a language I'm going to really tell you about because it's quite popular. Everyone knows about Swahili. So Swahili is the second most spoken language in Africa. Third, we have Hausa. And of course, Swahili is also in the Eastern African region. Then third on my list, we have Hausa. Hausa is actually in the West African region, and it's the third most spoken language in Africa. Actually, Hausa is the single most spoken native language in West Africa. And then Hausa is predominantly in Nigeria, in the northern region, in the northern part of Nigeria. And then fourthly, we have Amharic. You can see them, and also the pictures actually it's the closest representation of the people from that language. So when you see the pictures, you just understand that it's a reflection of the people that speak that language. So Amharic is a language from Ethiopia, and it's one of the most spoken languages in Africa. Maybe if you know if you have an Ethiopian friend or you meet an Ethiopian, you can ask him like to speak Ethiopian Amharic language to you. Then fifthly, we have Yoruba. Yoruba is a language prominently in Western Africa and predominantly in Nigeria, in the western part of Nigeria. It's actually one of the most spoken languages in Nigeria, and it's actually one of Nigeria's official languages. Nigeria, of course, was colonized by Britain, and you have official languages to the English, but we have 4 other languages that are Nigeria's official language. Hausa, like I said, is one of the official languages. Igbo is one of the official languages, and Yoruba. These are the official languages in Nigeria. And then we go to Fulfulde. It has a population of, it has over 40 million speakers, and it's one of the most spoken languages in Africa. And then we have Oromo. Oromo people are the largest ethnic group in Ethiopia, estimated to be over 37 million in 2018, and have about 37 million speakers of the language. And then fifthly, we have Zulu. Actually, the immediate past president of the African Association, right, seated here, he speaks the language, so if you want, you can meet him later and say some words in Zulu to you. So Zulu is actually a language predominantly in the southern African region, and of course in South Africa, and it's one of the most spoken languages in the country and on the continent. And then I talked about Igbo. The next slide will show you Igbo. So this is the cultural attire of the Igbo people, and the Igbo people are one of the most, they have one of the most spoken languages in Africa. They have a population of over 24 million people that speak the Igbo language. And the next one we have Somali. Just like the name implies, it's a language spoken in Somalia and then other countries like Somaliland, Ethiopia, and it's the national language of Djibouti as well. It has over 21 million speakers. And then the next language you have Shona. I have a friend from Zimbabwe here. She speaks the language. If you want to get it as well, she's going to say some words in Shona to you. Shona is a word spoken in, it's a language spoken in Zimbabwe, and actually over 80% of Zimbabweans can speak the language Shona. It has over 14 million speakers in Africa. And then we have Xhosa, and I'll still go back to Mr. President. He also speaks this language. It's a language predominant in Southern African region, and it's one of the most spoken languages in Africa. It has over 11 million speakers. And then one thing that's actually noticeable is the word Xhosa. Actually, just even this language, the second language I mentioned, it was Swahili. In the native Swahili language, it's actually called Iswahili. So that's the name in native Swahili language. And Xhosa, you can say Xhosa as well, but in the native language, they call it Xhosa. And then we go to the next slide, we have Wolof. Wolof is the language of Senegal, the Gambia, Mauritania, and then they have over 10 million speakers of the language. And lastly, but not the least, of course, there are lots of languages spoken, but I'm going to end with this. It has over 11 million speakers in Africa, and it's predominantly in Ghana, and people speak it in Ghana mostly. So that's about languages in Africa. Now we go to African food. I think I will not be able to make this presentation without talking about food in Africa, because of course we all know Africa has 80% of the world's arable land, and we produce lots of agricultural food, and it's actually very blessed and fertile. So we have lots of delicious foods in Africa. And then, so the first African food here, go to the next slide, we have foods there. We have lots of regions there are 4 regions in Africa. We have northern region, southern region, eastern and western region. And each of these regions have foods that are unique to them. And in fact, every country has a food that is unique to that country. And the next slide. Okay, can we go back, please? Go back. Okay, let's just continue. The first one is Kape Malakori. It's a food predominantly in Southern Africa. It's prepared, it's so spicy and so saucy. It's really delicious food. And when you go to Africa, if you go to Southern Africa, I think it's something you should try to taste because you're going to enjoy it. And then we have the second food, Chakalaka. It's really delicious food as well. The picture says it all. I don't really need to say so much about it. It's really delicious and it's yummy. And then the next food we have Febodin. Febodin is the official food of Senegal, and it's actually official. You see, it's made of fish. You have rice, you have onions, tomato, and it's really, really delicious and nutritious. It's something you'd like to taste definitely. And then the next food we have Bobotie. Bobotie is a food from the southern region of Africa, and it's really yummy. It's made of minced meat, and we top it with eggs, and it's really nutritious, really delicious, and it's something everyone should definitely try in this lifetime. Okay, and then we go to the next food. Okay, we have South African milk tart. It's also made of milk, and it's really yummy, delicious, nutritious, and definitely amazing. Okay, then we have fufu. Actually, this is one of my best meals. Okay, I see some people are clapping already. So it's actually one of my favorite food. I mean, for example, today I noticed people are running a marathon, right? If you want to run this marathon, just eat fufu. You will have strength, literally whole week. You'll be able to run without being tired. It gives real energy. So fufu is one of my favorite food. It's predominantly in Western African region, of course in Nigeria as well. It's really yummy and it's delicious. And then we have Githeri. It's a food from Kenya, and it's made of corn and mixed with beans, and it's so nice, so spicy, so delicious, so tasty, so awesome, amazing. Okay, let's have Carpenter. Well, this food name is Carpenter, but it's not really just a food for carpenters. Actually, everyone can taste the food, and you as well, of course, if you want to taste it, when you go to Africa, you can meet anybody, you just get the ingredients and they'll prepare. It's a food from Zimbabwe, and it's really delicious meal. And then the next food we have Malawa. It's like pancake, but it's actually not pancakes. It's made of some other stuff, and it's really delicious and yummy. The next one we have Jollof. Actually, I need to be really careful of what I say next year because it's a news against me because there's a social media debate that Nigeria has the best jollof. Ghanaians said that's not true. Ghanaians said they have the best jollof in Africa. So yeah, it's a debate that has gone on for over 10 years now, and we don't really have the winner yet. We don't have the winner. Everybody, every day, people, Nigerians say they have the best jollof. Ghanaians say that's not true. They have the best jollof. It's one of the most tastiest foods on the planet. It's actually originated from Senegal, but Nigeria and Ghana took over, and it's now like the national food. Yeah. Okay, so the next meal we have pilau. It's quite similar to jollof, but quite different as well. And it's really tasty, yummy, delicious. You'll definitely love to try it. And the next food. Can we go to the next, please? Okay, we have chachupa, and we have palas, and then the chachupa is also from the southern region of Africa. And go to the next one, we have ali. It's a food from Egypt. Okay, it's a food from Egypt. It's really tasty, really delicious, and it's something I personally would love to try. Now, before the last food is wachi. It's a food from Ghana. So this one, Nigerians left is for the Ghanaians. Complete wachi. The Ghanaians actually own it, and they prepare it so well. It's really delicious. It's yummy. It's spicy. I mean, who wouldn't want to try this? Who wouldn't want to have a taste of this? So it's a food from Ghana, and it's one of the best African dishes we've ever. Okay, so I have a very interesting story to tell you. This lady over here, her name is Hilda Basso, and okay, so records can be broken. That's right. So this lady, she's a cook, she's a chef in Nigeria, and she just broke the Guinness World Record for the longest individual cooking exercise. The record was previously held by an Indian, and I see some Indians in the house. Okay, that's interesting. So the record was previously held by an Indian, but she said okay, she's going to break the record, and she stood on live camera. She cooked for a total of 100 hours without any stop. Like she cooked different dishes. And thank you very much. And one thing about her again is it shows the resilient nature of the African woman. It shows the strength of the African woman. For 100 hours, she stood, she cooked. And it also shows the wide varieties of foodstuffs we had. She did not repeat any food. She cooked about over 100 different dishes, all delicious. And the food wasn't sold. It was given out to people for free. And she's doing well. Like we celebrate her. We're happy to see her. So now we are going to the next. Yeah, we're going to clothing now, and actually that's myself over there with my younger brother. My name is Elijah, his name is Elisha, and we are of course in African dressing. And yeah, so African dressing consists of, if not the biggest, it's one of the symbols of the continent's rich cultural heritage and diversity. We have different ethnic groups, and we all have interesting African clothes. The next slide, please. This kente, this material is from Ghana, and it's one of the official dresses. It's really nice, and the tech is the piston in Ghana. And then the next is Ibro Atipoba. This is from Yoruba people, like predominantly in West Africa and Nigeria. So this is a dress. We have Bubu. It's also from West Africa. It's one of Africa. We have Kanzo from Southern region. It's one of African dresses. And we have Hadesha Kenis. It's an African dress. And the next we have Jelaba. This dress is actually predominantly in the Northern African region. The Egyptians, they put it on a lot, and actually like more Muslims, they put it on. It's really beautiful. It covers and adorns them so beautifully well, and it's one of Africa's best dresses. And then go to the next. This Shuka is from Kenya. It's one of our dresses. We have Tashiki. See the pretty ladies over there like dressed in it. And we have Isidwaba. She's also an African queen. It's very beautiful. And this is here who is from the Igbo tribe in West Africa. These are official, these are like cultural dressing. And then we have the Togu Atogu, is an African dressing. And now, of course, I am still here again. dressed in Ghana's club and yeah, I was representing. And this was actually in Vladivostok in Kalina Mall. Like, I'm sure most of us have gone to Kalina Mall. So yeah, I dressed it. I was representing African culture. Okay, so I'm going to talk about celebrations in Africa. Just like we're gathered here today, Africa loves to celebrate, and of course we have an African day like to celebrate the whole Africa. And we have lots of celebrations. Africans are happy people. They love to party, they love to dance, they love to celebrate. And when a child is born, we go to celebrate. It's called child birth, to celebrate. We go to church or mosque, wherever we gather together. On the day the child is to be named, we gather together as well, prepare food. You can show the pictures, like just random pictures of celebrations in Africa. And we celebrate almost everything. Basically, if someone lives, for example, 90-something years or maybe up to 100 years, and the person dies, we don't really go there to cry or to be sorrowful. We're actually celebrating the life of such a person. So Africans are happy people. We have a lot of cultural celebrations. We dance, we make merry, and basically we have fun. So yeah, thank you all for your attention. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Elijah. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. But guys, I thought like the jollof rice debate was warm already. Jollof is Gambian, don't make it Nigerian. Alright, we will leave it at that for now. Спасибо большое, Elijah, за выступление. И следующий этап приглашаем Тандиwe и Абрахам. Они будут нам петь еще раз песню африканскую. Thank you guys. Our guitar man. Thank you very much, Abraham, and thank you for that beautiful song. Спасибо большое, Пандилой Абрахам, за прекрасную песню, которую вы нам пели. И следующий этап сейчас будем приглашать Мунтаха из Судана, девушка из Судана. Мунтаха, you're welcome. Now we invite Mунтаха from Sudan to give us a presentation on a virtual visit to Africa. Thank you.
Hello everyone, nice to see everyone over here. Can I have the presentation up please? Okay, thank you so much for coming, and I would like to thank Evan Abu Samaj for helping me making up this presentation. I'll try to make it as short as I can and as good as I can. So, Alright, so my topic for the presentation is going to be about virtual visit to Africa. And yeah, okay. So it's going to be like a virtual visit to Africa's most soul-satisfying places. And next slide, please. Okay, so those are the things, first of all, we thought it would be important for you guys to know about before traveling. Is that, first of all, it's a very important idea to know that Africa as a continent, most of the countries in it speak different languages, as Elijah had mentioned prior to that. So you have people that speak, countries that speak English, French, and Arabic, with exception to a few that actually speak Italian and Portuguese. And that people over there are super friendly, so you don't have to worry about any incidents happening whatsoever. And it's always important for you guys to, like, first of all, read a little bit about the country you're traveling to prior to traveling. So that you have an idea about the customs, the traditions, what you should be packing for your clothes and all of that. And that it's always a good idea to travel over there in any season, since it's a tropical continent, so any season would really be a good idea, so you don't have to worry about that either. So next slide, please. Okay, so we thought it would be a good idea, me and my partner, to like divide the tourism into the following: so adventure tourism, historical sites, event tourism, religious tourism, and leisure tourism. Yeah, so first of all, adventure tourism, for anyone out here that just want to go for an adventure and enjoy the time. So these are the places that we would like to suggest you guys to go to, but the next slide, yeah, please. Those are the places I would like to talk more about. So you have Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. This mountain is actually considered to be the tallest mountain in Africa as a whole, and the highest freestanding mountain in the world. And it's actually a dormant volcano that consists of like three cones, three cones. And then Chefchaouen city in Morocco. This city actually was built, interesting, because it was built actually during the 15th century, yes. But it only got its blue color during the 1900s, when it saw an influx of Jewish people that decided that they want to paint their houses in blue to like remind them of God and the sky. And ever since, it's been a tourist spot. So if you want to go there, yeah, that's a good idea. Victoria Hills in Zimbabwe. Not only that it's very beautiful, as the picture you guys can see, but it's even it also have like a very important geological and geomorphological features to it as well. Lake Volta in Ghana is actually, it takes actually up to like third of the land area in Ghana, and it's considered to be the world's largest man-made lake in the world. And it provides even like hiking opportunities for people that want to go for a hike. Then you can enjoy the view, and yeah, it has a space up to like 8,500 kilometers square as well. So leisure tourism, if you don't want to go about adventure, you just want to go and relax, then the following places would definitely be the things you should be considering for your vacation. Yeah. So Le Morning in Mauritius, this place actually offers opportunity for people that want to go for a hike that can last actually anywhere from like 3 hours to like 4 hours. So it's very long. And then Cape Verde is actually a country, but it's made of like islands. So if you want to, yeah, it's like islands. So you can just like enjoy the beaches and all of that. If you just want to go and relax, then definitely that's it. And Sandwich Harbor in Namibia and Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt as well. And for historical sites, if you want to immerse yourself more into like the history of the area rather than just going and enjoying, those are the places you should be considering putting into your list. As you can see, there's like a lot of them, but those are some of the places that we like to talk more about. So in Ethiopia, Lalibela, in Lalibela there are actually 11 churches, and it holds a very important value, and both religious and historical value for the people of Ethiopia. And for anyone that goes or plans to visit Ethiopia, then you should definitely consider stopping over there. And the amphitheater of Lachim is in Tunisia. The amphitheater, as the name suggests, it's in the city Elgin, and not only that, it's the best and the largest Roman amphitheater and the best preserved amphitheater in Africa, but it can even hold up to like 35,000 people at one time, and it was even listed in UNESCO Heritage in 1979. And Timbuktu in Mali, it holds one of the world's oldest universities. And the Lascaux Caves in Somalia, they're considered to be one of the best preserved rock arts in the world. And Larabanga Mosque, it's in Ghana, it's considered to be the world's oldest mosque in Ghana. It's even called Mecca of the West because of how old it is. And the dimension of it is actually just 8 by 8, but then it holds a very important religious value for the people. And So religious tourism. For religious tourism, those are the places we would like to suggest, but at the same time, we would like to talk more about these. So Al-Azhar Mosque in Egypt was built during the Fatimid period, and then it's considered to be one of the world's oldest mosques and one of the world's oldest universities, and the first mosque and the first university to be built in Cairo. And the Church of Our Lady Mary in Ethiopia. The Church of Our Lady Mary in Ethiopia, actually, the kings in Ethiopia, before their coronation, they wouldn't be able to use their title until they have actually visited the church, and then only they can be actually called as kings and be able to use their titles. It was destroyed a lot of times and rebuilt over again, but nonetheless, it's a very good place to visit. The Great Mosque of Denge in Mali, as you can see, the place is just built by mud bricks. So it's considered to be the world's largest mud-built construction in the world. And it hosts like one of the world's oldest universities as well, and it has a very important value for and religious and historical as well. For even tourism, if you just want to make your vacation along the same time of events that happens, there's a lot of events that happens that you can see, and each of them happen in different times of the year. So the Phoenix Festival in Egypt, this one has a movable date, but however, they hold like workshops to make sure that people have like an idea about their culture, and it's held actually by artists, so about their culture, about their culture in general. And Cape Town Jazz Festival in South Africa is considered to be the world's fourth largest jazz festival in the world, and the first largest jazz festival in Africa. And it's held every time, and a lot of people actually go and visit it. And the Festival of Music in Morocco as well. And this one is actually the oldest among all of them, since it started like in the 1900s. However, it only took like it's more being turned into it, and when the new president, the first president of Tunisia took place in 1967, and then he decided that he wants to make this festival like the most important festival in like the country. So he made it in a way that whoever visits this festival have an idea about like the nomadic life in Tunisia. And ever since then, there's always an influx of people that come to visit it, and it happens every time in the end of like December. So yeah, that's about that. And those are the things you should just you just have to have like an idea about before traveling, is that you should put a copy of your documents back accordingly, travel with your vaccination and medication, that's really very important for your safety, and get your travel insurance for sure. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Muta, for a wonderful presentation. Africa, of course, has lots of beautiful stuff that you can watch out for when you visit. Я думаю, что посещать Африку обязательно. У нас очень красивые места, очень высокие горы, которые можно посещать. Да, спасибо большое, Мута. И следующий этап у нас песня будет. Песня из Эбен, приглашаем Эбен сейчас, Эбен и Танливый, Эбен с командой. Our next activity is invite Evan and Tanvi and the team to sing us a song.
My name is the words yesterday and started to read this morning. Hi everyone, so nice to see everyone here. Yeah, we just had a presentation about prominent people in Africa, and we saw that most of the people we're talking about were men. But there is a silent majority of Africans whose love, resilience, dedication, selflessness, hard working, make Africa a very special place for us. And today I want to sing this song for this silent majority, the African women. But permit me to dedicate a song to my mother and to my beautiful empress who is waiting for me in Ghana. To all the African women, thank you so much here, and to all African women across the world in my people. Enjoy. Woman, I see a woman. Every day when I wake up, I see a woman. Every time I look at my mind, I see a woman. Beautiful woman, African woman. I got a baby, yeah, beautiful woman. I see a woman.
Thank you very much for that wonderful song for beautiful African ladies. Especially the lyrics education наших прекрасных женщин в Африке. А следующий этап у нас будет викторина. Викторина у нас несколько вопросов об Африке. Я узнаю, насколько вы знаете об Африке. Now we're going to have a quiz now about Africa. It's only 10 questions. And we're going to see how much you know about Africa. So now we need volunteers. We need 10 volunteers. Non-Africans, no Africans. 10 volunteers, no Africans. Just come to кто желает участвовать на викторине, 10 человек. Русские могут участвовать, русские играются, а не африканцы. Африканцы не будут участвовать на этой викторине. Первый человек, а кто еще будет? Well.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, now we have the good, you know how we
We are serious guys. Now нас 10 человек, которые будут участвовать на этой викторине. Здесь вопрос. Я знаю, насколько они знают. Насколько они знают вас.
So basically, guys, we want to test your knowledge about how much you know about Africa. I hope you are not part of those people that think Africa is a country and not a continent. But today we will try to change that stereotype. They are very basic questions, and you should try to answer, and then we'll show you the right answer. And then you will get to know if you are right or wrong. So the first question goes as follows. Africa consists of how many countries? We have somebody said 50 here. 54. Okay. Let's see the answer. Thank you very much. Okay.
I didn't say actually, we have gifts for everyone who has the correct answer. Yeah, we have gifts for everyone.
So the next question goes as follows. What is the tallest mountain on the African continent? Kilimanjaro. Okay. What else? What other options do we have? Kilimanjaro. Okay, let's see the answer.
Sami Busoki Garam, Africa, Kilimanjaro.
Okay, let's go to the next question. The next question says, what is the largest country by land in Africa? By land area, the largest country. By land mass.
Самая большая страна по площади стран в Африке.
Algeria, South Africa, Egypt, Algeria. He said Algeria. So we have three options. We have three answers. We have Algeria, we have Egypt, and we have South Africa.
У нас ЮАР, Египет и Южная Африка. Algeria.
Yeah. So Algeria is the right answer. Algeria is not the right answer. Thank you. And the next question. What is the largest river in the world?
Самая длинная река в мире.
Number two, River Congo, Nile, Okay.
Нил, Конго, Нигер и Замбези. Какой самая длинная река? Нил.
Okay. Where is the headquarters of the African Union? These are Where is the headquarters of the African Union? AU. You are not in now. Lagos, Nigeria. Okay.
Nigeria, ЮАР и Аддис Абаба в Эфиопии. Какой правильный ответ? Правильный ответ Аддис Абаба.
So basically nobody got this right. Nobody got this right. Even for the audience. Okay, now to the next question. Yeah, just as India has Bollywood and the United States has Hollywood, Nigeria has a filmmaking industry. What is it called?
У Нигерии есть такой индустрия по фильмам. Нолливуд. В Нигерии есть Нолливуд.
Okay, the next question. What African country is most predominantly known for its history as one of the world's earliest civilizations, marked by amazing archaeological sites? Okay, everybody has the same answer here, yeah? Alright.
Правильный ответ по этому вопросу Египет. Следующий вопрос.
When was the African Union formed? If you know the headquarters, you should know when it was created.
Когда был образован Африканский союз?
1963. Everybody.
Правильный ответ 1963.
Our next question. Yeah. Which area of Africa is widely known as the place or origin of human civilization?
Какое место в Африке широко известно как моего,
Eastern Africa, we have one as Eastern Africa, we have Western.
Восточная Африка, Западная Африка.
Eastern. They said Eastern. Eastern. All right. Well,
Правильный ответ Восточная Африка.
All right, this is a true or false question. It's basic. The richest person of all time is said to be a 14th century African emperor named Mansa Musa. Is that true or false?
Sami bagati chilobe umimi.
What do you think?
Mansa Musa.
It's true. What do you think? It's false.
Progress. Mansa Musa.
He's from Mali.
Очень богатый человек. Самый богатый человек в мире. У него золота было очень много.
Well,
но он существовал очень давно.
Yes. So guys, this is the end of our quiz, and I want to make a little comment. This is actually impressive. This shows that, yeah, people do know a lot about the history of Africa and a lot about what's going on there. This is really impressive. And the organizing committee is going to present your gifts soon. Thank you. Guys, come back. You're still needed.
Ваши подарки. Да, ваши подарки. Thank you very much for participating in this. Now we know that you know a lot about Africa, actually. So we're going to give each of you a gift.
Okay, I'll start from my right.
Thank you. Спасибо большое, ребята. И следующий этап приглашаем африканскую группу, африканская группа танец. Сейчас будем посмотреть африканский танец. Приглашаем наша группа. Now we're inviting the African dance group to come and perform a beautiful dance song for us. Where's the African dance group? They're coming. I think they have something great for us today. Yeah.
Give you
much guys, yeah. These guys, an African dance, our own people, African dance group.
بيكلمني وقال لي انزلني راح نسمع محمد قال لي اسمع قال لي ماشي انا مش بشرب طلبت عصير ما انا مش بشرب ما طلبش عصير انا كده بشرب شايف عصافير واللي بتعمل
السماعة اللي تخبر مش مزمر بس فقط انا مضطر اني اتخمر نبض فوق فوق اسمي فوق فوق قلبي عمال بيبام بام ولا بيا ولا عليا يا جماعه انا شايف هنا فرقيه وعليا انا كراليه ودماغي جواها حرب عالميه وبتضرب بام
Thank you very much, guys, for that wonderful performance. Now we will get to the award ceremony. We just want to give thanks to the people that have been helping us with all our activities here. Сейчас у нас будет тим просто поблагодарить людей, люди, которые нас помогают здесь, в университете и здесь в России в целом. Вика. A lot of people have worked tirelessly for this day, not only for this day, but have been helping us, I think, in general. So we want to award them with certificates. Both the some of our members, like previous leaders of our association, and also the international department of our school students, international student department of our school, FEFU, and the consulate that has also been helping us, especially when it comes to financial matters, and perhaps morally also here. And so, мы приглашаем Лиану Анатольевну, чтобы просто дать вот эти сертификаты нашим бывшим руководителям нашей ассоциации. Приглашаем, во-первых, Emmanuel Lecolin. Our next receiver for this certificate is Timothy Ujul. And now we invite Aderinola Aliman. We also invite Sydney Obulo. And finally, we invite Amobi Edwin. Special worship to them. And these guys have worked actually really hard to make the association move forward during their tenure last year. And our next recipients for our certificates and gifts would be the international students of our university. And as I've been saying all along, they've been working really hard and they've been helping us to make sure that we do everything we can. Yes. And so, Международный академический хор ДВФУ, чтобы получить вот эту благодарность. Кто-то из международных студенческих хор ДВФУ. Now we invite the president of ARIS to receive this certificate on behalf of her team and association. The next recipient is the International Students Office. Finally, we invite the South African consul to receive this certificate. Thank you very much for everything that you've been doing for us. We really appreciate it. And our next activity is because today is kind of like a birthday for Africa, right? The День рождения Африки, поэтому будем кушать много тортов. We are going to cut the cake now for Africa, because today is kind of like a birthday for Africa. Now we will invite the president of our association, Peter Francis, and the Consul of South Africa, the International Student Office, Liana and to help in cutting the cake. Today, Africa is 60.
Alongside one they get up and still is show. There's a robbery, the whole of them for no sound in the store now. Time to give them guns and kick it low down. They just say about it anymore now. Bang bang, everybody gets the flow down. What's it? All eyes on me now. See nobody. I'm free, I'm still a show. It's alright.
Also, the president of Paris, come and also communicated with our current president. We also invite the past executive members. The past executive members come and communicate also. We invite someone from the Iranian students. We invite someone also from the Indian students. We have Indian students, but I never possible. We invite someone from the Latino Association also. Latino Students Association. We invite someone from the Russian group that has some girls. One, two, three. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And now we are coming to the close of our events today. And we invite Emmanuel, the former president of the Association of African Students, to give a statement. Emmanuel, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Program Director. The Honorable Consular of South Africa in Vladivostok, Mr. Yuris Vachenko, distinguished leaders, Victor Yanni, present here. Your presence is highly appreciated, both with the Honorable Consulate of South Africa in Vladivostok. Representatives of departments of FEFU present here, in particular the head of the representatives of the international office, Uliana Anatoly, and also I would like to acknowledge fellow members of Association of African Students in Vladivostok present here, and most importantly, I would like to appreciate the presence of each and everyone who's here today to celebrate this beautiful African Day with us here. Ladies and gentlemen, today we want to bring this memorable African Day celebration to a close. It is a great pleasure that I stand before you to deliver the closing remarks. Today, we have gathered here to honor and celebrate the rich cultural heritage, resilience, and achievements of the diverse nations that make up the beautiful continent of Africa. Throughout the day, we have witnessed captivating performances and engaging exhibitions that have provided us with deeper understanding and appreciation of the African history, art, music, and much more. This celebration of African Day has not only highlighted vibrant of African culture, but has also served as a platform to recognize the remarkable progress and contributions made by African nations in various fields. Beyond festivities and joyful atmosphere, we must remember that African Day is a reminder of the work that lies ahead. It is an opportunity for us as Africans, not just as students, but as the future of Africa, to acknowledge the progress and also to take into consideration the challenges that Africa is facing, because we are not just students, we are the future of Africa, and whatever that the future of Africa belongs to our hands. On that note, I would like to thank everyone who participated here today, the speakers, the performers, and everyone who participated in the quiz game. It was a very interesting game, and it was a pleasure to see that people know Africa and they follow Africa. Your participation is highly appreciated. On behalf of the association, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to partner and sponsor of our African Association, Honorary Consular of South Africa in Vladivostok, Mr. Yuri Sivachenko. We really appreciate your presence. You have always been there for us during difficult times, during good times, without any endless or restriction. You always help us in any problem that we face. Can we give him a round of applause, please? And equally so, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Victor Yanin, who's always there when we call, when we make a call and say we have an event. He's always there to respond and give us advices when necessary. Can you also give him a round of applause, please? And equally so, as we are, as students of, as foreign students, we have to acknowledge individuals who always help us during our times of studies. In particular, the international office, Ms. Uliana Anatolievna. Can you give him a round of applause, please? And most importantly, I would like to congratulate members of African Association, in particular the executive, led by the President, Mr. Giga Francis, for having led a successful event, for having had sleepless night, moving up and down to make this event a success. Can we give them a round of applause again, please? And of course, an event without audience, it cannot happen. So on that note, I would like for all of us to give a round of applause to ourselves for being here and to celebrate this day with us here. As we depart from this gathering, let us carry with us the spirit of African unity, cultural diversity. Let us continue to learn from one another, build bridges of understanding, and foster collaboration that will drive the world towards a brighter future. Ladies and gentlemen, dame и господа, как говорят, лучше один раз увидеть, чем 100 раз услышать. Я очень надеюсь от души, что вам понравилось это мероприятие. As our event comes to an end, on behalf of African Association, I would like to extend my wishes for a safe journey to everyone, as well as we all embark to our respective destinations. As I close, I would like to quote one of the powerful words from the first democratic president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. He once said, and I quote, "Working together, we can do more. Let's continue to work together irrespective of our differences so that we can make more and make this world a better place." Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. My name is Emmanuel. I am an African child. I am the son of the soil, rich in texture and content, full of potential for better tomorrow. Africa, my Africa, from Cape to Cairo, Morocco to Madagascar, the motherland, the land of Nelson Mandela, the land of Kwame Nkrumah, the land of Muhammad Gaddafi, the land of Julius Nyerere. Long live Africa, long live. Long live the unity of Africa, long live. The Africa, Mura!
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that wonderful closing. And so now, before we wrap this thing up, I just want to give a few kind of notifications. We will be having games at the back there, and after this, the floor is going to be open for the dancing. But before that, we have to get to the food tasting. The food tasting, and for the food tasting, first, who's going to taste the food? Now we're going to invite the International Department, the Consulate of South Africa, and the President and former executive of the Association of African Students. So can you follow me, please? Can you come with me to the food tasting table?